Hi everyone and happy Monday. It is planner day and we have this lovely little picture which is from I think it's from Worlds of Wonder. Anyway, the lovely Windmill. Now I've done this already, not on a video, and I was really disappointed with how it turned out, so I'm hoping that I can do a better job this time. I grabbed my Ergosoft pencils for a change. This is number 77, which is the warm sepia or tobacco brown, I think. And I'm going to use this to do these gaps in all the sails. I might come in a bit closer, actually do one at a time. What I want to do is to make them look like they're dipped in slightly. So I'm going to go around the edge here in a slightly darker, more layers, and then a bit less in the middle. And I hope that will give the impression that I'm looking for. We'll find out. Yeah, it's a sunny day today. I have got the blind open. I haven't put the lamp on because I thought natural light might be nicer. But as long as the sun doesn't come round across over the page. But at the moment it's early. I have to get recording early or else I have to shut the blind at this time of year. It's just the way it is. I'm not sure how warm it is out there. I'm probably not going out today because I've got one of my boys home. I have to stay home with him because, well, he's on his epilepsy medication doesn't seem to be working, so to keep an eye on him. But he's got clinic in next month, so we'll see, chat to them about it. He hasn't had any more full seizures, thankfully, but it's just he's getting some other symptoms. I can't remember what they're called, myoclonic jerks or something he's still getting. So that's not good. But fortunately, they don't impact him too much. So that's good. Yeah, I think that's working. It looks a bit like a chocolate bar. Maybe that's what Johanna was eating when she was drawing. I do sometimes think these are see-through, but because they haven't been drawn as see-through, it's a lot easier to block them in than not. A quick word about Staedtler pencils. These are the Ergosofts, which I like. I had heard from Staedtler that they were not going to make these anymore, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of them no longer being for sale, so I don't know if they've changed their mind or if they're still running down their stock, but they are nice pencils. They are probably my favourites in some ways. I love the sort of hardness of the lead. It just works well for my style. I guess they were my first proper pencils, so that probably makes a difference. The colour range is slightly limited, but sometimes that is a good thing if you're not in the mood for choosing between loads of colours, which I'm not today, which was why I chose them. But yeah, obviously sometimes it's nice to have a bigger range of colours. But the fact that the barrels get sticky is not good. I know some people don't find that happens to them. I don't know if I just get sweaty fingers or what it is really, but it's particularly worse if you put them in a pencil case with they get filthy, they sort of attract dirt. Like not a pencil case with the little elastics, you know, a pencil case just where you throw everything in together. So I keep mine in the tin, and if you keep them open to the air they seem to get worse. If you put the lid on the tin, that helps. But yeah, they get a bit sticky. So the newer set, the Design Journey that they brought out, the colours are identical. So if you've got those and you want to colour along with this, just use your 77. It will look exactly the same if you want to do the same, obviously. So those are the same colours, and they are almost as good, I would say. They do feel slightly different to me, but I don't know if it's just my imagination. The barrels are painted with a shiny paint rather than this sort of matte, which helps them not be sticky, so that's all good. So they've got over that, but I don't know why they just didn't change the Ergosoft barrel to a different colour. But I think they just sort of rebranded the whole thing really. I did complain to them about the sticky barrels and asked them for advice. They asked me to send them some of my pencils that were doing it, and the paint was all coming off and it was really nasty. And they sent me a free replacement set, which was very kind of them, but obviously it didn't help the issue. I think those are the ones I'm using now, maybe. Oh no, actually I maybe sent those to a friend as a gift. Anyway, I had quite a few sets of Ergosoft. I won some in a competition as well, but I am running mine down now. My husband bought lots of open stock Ergos. I think it was Colt Pens that was selling them when he used to do art with pencil, which he doesn't anymore. So I've got a lot of certain colours. I think this sort of peach colour, the 43, and the greens, got quite a lot of extra ones of because he used to use those a lot. Maybe some of the blues. So I've got plenty of back stock of certain colours. Like he would order like 20 at a time. He used to be very obsessive with ordering things, you know, he liked. Wouldn't just order one, but I've sort of got him out of that a little bit now, thankfully. He's beginning to realise that that isn't sensible, because he moves on to another hobby before he's used up half the stuff. I realise now it was a sort of trait of his ADHD, and he does too, and the fact that he has an awareness that it isn't behaviour that everybody does, and that it, you know, it probably, I'm just going to sharpen, he probably should try not to do it. So he's getting a bit better. I'm sort of saying, you know, just have one backup pen, have one backup paint, not 10, you know, because if you move on to a new hobby, you've got all these items. You know, I'm still using up stationery of his from years and years ago that he's bought and then got bored with, you know. And so especially now he's cutting his work hours, there isn't the money to just keep buying things like that willy-nilly. So I think he's beginning to realise. He's also talking about selling some of his things, not the pencils and stuff, but some of his books, when he had a small obsession with magic and magic tricks. There's a bookshop in town, a second-hand shop, which might buy them, which would be nice. Partly, you know, it's always nice to have a little chunk of money, of course, but especially for books that have been very expensive, but also just free up a bit of shelf space, you know, because you know, we've got so much stuff, and yeah, it's always a bit of a battle. You know, I find that I clear back my stuff, but then he'll take over a bit of my shelf and that sort of thing. But now I've got lots of colouring stuff. I've got my own bookshelf. No one else is allowed to use it. It's already getting quite full, I have to say. But I've also got a little art trolley too. But, you know, it's my job, so that's fine. I can justify it that way, I guess. These are quite fun to colour, aren't they? I think so. It's just the same thing over and over. It's quite relaxing. I need something relaxing. I've got to go and make a phone call after this. My bedside lamp isn't working properly. It's been broken for ages. It's a Philips Hue lamp, and we got it because we wanted to have a red light at night, because that's supposed to be better for sleeping and relaxation and things like that, the red rather than blue light. And so we bought it, and you can set the light colour, which is great, and you can also set how bright it is. So have it set to sort of 20% on a red, and then in the middle of the night sometimes it just turns itself up, sometimes to 100%, which feels lighter than daylight. Last night it turned itself up to about 50%, and then I turned it down, and it did it again. It's surely not supposed to behave like that, so it's very odd. And so I'm trying to get a replacement or a refund, but Philips are being really awkward about it. Oh, you need to try this and that and the other, and I'm like, I've already tried that, it didn't work. Well, you need to try it again. I'm like, but I've tried it, you know. So I'm going to phone them up today and get a bit stern with them, I hope. I find it really hard. I don't want to be rude to the person, but you know, it's just not good enough. It's just not, you shouldn't do it. So you know, I want my money back, or I want a replacement that actually works. So we'll see. So I've got to do that. I mean, it's bad enough being woken up by the flipping rats in the ceiling, let alone the lamp and the hot flushes. The pest control officer came yesterday and said he thinks they're mice. He says they've had loads of trouble with mice in houses at the moment. And he said because they're really noisy, and mice are much noisier than rats. But it sounds like there's a flipping elephant in there sometimes, like dragging around stuff. You can hear like the sound of stones being dropped and all sorts of things. Like, goodness me. But I can also hear squeaking sometimes, and scratching and scuffling. It's like, ugh. But unfortunately, he thinks that one of the bits of poison had been taken, and it was the one that the mice like the best. He said he put 2 types up, and so we'll see. I'm hoping they'll just go away, but I don't know why they come into houses and why they might go away, if you know what I mean. There's no food to attract them in our floor. You know, I suppose. I don't even know what they eat. I mean, there might be like spiders, or I don't know, but I don't think they're carnivorous, are they? I've got no idea. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll sort out soon. I always find sleeping in the summer much harder anyway, this time of year when it's lighter and too hot, you know, so it starts to get me down a little bit, because I'm already having twice as many hot flushes as I was last week, because it's much hotter this week. So but I sort of think, you know, I could go and get some medication, but I don't know how HRT works, in the sense that does it just delay the symptoms until you stop taking it, or do you just take it forever? You know, I don't know. I suppose I should talk to a doctor about it really, but just, I don't know. I did mention it to a doctor that I was getting hot flushes and stuff, and she just shrugged. So that was nice. I mentioned it to a nurse, and she said, "I'll go and see the doctor if it's really bad." But the doctor didn't seem to care. Female doctor too, you know. Sun shining again now. But I know a lot of people really like the sunshine, and it makes them feel happy. So I'm glad that people are happier. But makes me miserable. Got sunburnt the other day already. Where was I out? What was I doing? I can't remember. Oh, I had to walk to the doctor's, that's right, with my son. Nothing drastic, but it was so flipping hot. I got sunburn. Oh, I guess I should have worn my hat. But I didn't think about it, because I don't think it's going to be that hot in April. But anyway, we'll see. It doesn't normally start getting too hot until May time. And actually yesterday it was so cold that I had to wear my big thick winter coat, because it was so windy and raining. The wind was making my ears ache, it was so cold. So silly British weather. We sort of had, oh, it's a train horn. We sort of had all weathers in one day yesterday, I think, which was quite amusing. Because we had sunshine, we had hail, we had rain, torrential rain, we had showers, we had lots of wind, then we had stillness. It was like, my goodness. We didn't have snow. Very sad. We haven't had any snow. Just sorry, I got to blow my nose. We had one tiny dusting this winter, that's all. I mean, some people are glad they don't like snow, but I like snow. So it's sad. In stalking snow, I saw some great photos of my cousin who lives in Australia. She'd gone to Switzerland for a family wedding, I think it was, and she was making a snowman. I think she might remember snow from when she used to live in the UK as a child, I'm not sure, but yeah, that must have been great fun for her to make a snowman. Right, now the rest of the bits, I'm just going to come out a little bit and do all of it in one go. It looks like a waffle, doesn't it? I don't want to do it too dark or too light because we've got sort of reddy brown, so I'm going to use 76, which is, I think it's our Van Dyke brown, but I'm going to use it quite lightly. So I'm holding it quite far up the pencil, can you see, not too near the end, and holding it on its side and just gently layering it over. You can put it over the whole lot, you don't have to worry about avoiding those squares that you've done. And then hopefully it'll just look a little bit lighter. If you've got the smaller set of Ergos, you might not have the two browns. Oh, the ring's going to be in my way here. So you might have to do them both in the same shade, but if you do it lightly like this, it will still look significantly different. So that should help you. That should be fine. But it's quite nice to use a different colour if you've got one. I'm just trying to make it fairly even throughout. Oh, sun's gone in. Don't know whether I should put my lamp on. I'll have a think in a minute. I'm not doing anything too difficult to that you'll need to really see. It's the same on each one. Now, of course, you could do these coloured, but I always think that they should be wood. But you could make them brightly coloured. But I'm thinking I want my balloons to be coloured, brightly coloured. That's where I think I went wrong last time. I did my balloons all one colour and didn't end up liking it really. I can do this bit as well in this. I feel like it's sort of joined with that. So yes, I'm hoping that this one will be nicer than the other one that I did. It's interesting because we can sort of see inside the building. It's like the geranium plant pot that we did earlier in the year, where we can sort of see into the pot. This is similar in a way. Alright, let's just finish this one and then give some thought to the other sort of wooden bits or building bits before we do the fun bits, I think. Well, the internal bits. Now, this bit here, this sort of dome, let's come in a bit, looks to me like it should be wood as well. And I'm thinking if I continue with my 76 but use it a bit darker, you know, a few more layers, I think it will work. So that's what I'm going to do. So you can see, because it's a little bit darker, it doesn't necessarily look like it's the same colour. If you've got your, if you're using Design Journey and you've got more colours, you could use the light brown for this. I think it's number 7. So that might work for you. But I think this is okay, it's working out. that? Oh, it's the edge of that. We need to colour that in. Now we do have, I'm going to put my hand that way, it's going to shade it a bit, but we do have the lines on here to show the wood. We can go over those in a minute with a darker colour. So don't worry about just colouring over them at the moment. Also try and colour in a horizontal direction, because that's the direction the wood is drawn, the wood grain. So if you have lines where you're colouring, it makes sense. Right, just checking the time. I've got one of my boys is going to uni today, so make sure he gets off okay, but it's not yet. I've got an idea for the sky as well, how to do that, so that's going to be good later, not today's video. This is not going to be just one video, that's for sure. I think it could be, you know, I could do it all in one, but it's nice to spread it out a bit, I think. Right, now I want to put some shadows in. I'm actually going to use my black, which is number 9, and I'm going to start by putting some shadows in under here. Because I want this to look like it's sitting above, which it is, sitting above this sort of dome. I'm hoping just by going around each bit, making it look like there's a shadow. I'm just going to put my lamp on, I think we're getting a bit dark. Trying to remember to do each bit. By putting those shadows in, it just looks like it's sitting out a bit. Oh, one above there too. Now we're also going to do some under this rim here. And above it, no, we'll just do these lines. We'll go over them with this black. You could use the 77 if you'd rather. I think the black just stands out that bit more, and I think it's fine. There we go. We're going to do a little bit at the top here too. Now, I have a cloud here, which I'm going to do in grey. I'm going to use the light grey. It's 80. I think, yeah. So I'm just going to fill that in. And then we have this sort of weather veiny type stuff. I'm going to use 8, which is our grey. Sharpen it. Very small details. So here it is, number 8. And I'm going to start with this square bit under the cloud. There we go. Still going to be hard for you to see. And just bring it towards the centre. Leave a tiny line. And the same there. Yeah, leave a little bit of line to make it look like it might be a bit shiny, because I want it to look like this is sort of metallic. A bit of shadow there, a little bit in the centre of there. It's a key. And the same here. Now this dome, we're not really in the middle, are we? I'm going to do all these bits just in this dark grey, I think. You could leave some shine, I guess, you know, and light, but I haven't done that. Never mind. Now I want this bit under. I'm going to put this bit with just a lighter layer of this dark. I just want it all to look quite silvery. Like that. Then I'm going to use the lighter grey, the 80, for the bit underneath. Again, not too hard. Now, here we have some brickwork. I think I'm going to use my darker grey for the brickwork. 8. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to press so hard as I did here. I'm going to fade them towards the middle a bit. I've got this little tiny open window. Actually, the balloons are coming out of there, aren't they? I'll worry about that in a minute. Just get our bricks done. There's a bit in there. Quite small, aren't they? So what I'm trying to do is layer it a bit and then fade towards the middle. I find it's quite an effective way of doing bricks. You could do them in a different colour. We don't really have a house brick colour in this. So what I'm going to do now is the gaps between the bricks I'm going to do with the black, number 9. I can actually draw over the lines. It makes it a little bit easier. Like that, and then this I'm going to draw over like that and that bit, and in here I think it'd be dark. Those are balloons, so we'll colour those later. And use the light grey, the 80, the windows, just sharpen it. Just put a little bit across glass in areas to make it look like it's shiny glass. Now I'm going to go and do the other brickwork down here. I've got bricks all the way around this room here, so I'm going to do those in the same way, so darker around the edge and then fade to the middle. Now I'm trying to think about what to do with the background of this, you know, the inside of the windmill, because it could be the inside of the bricks and therefore this colour, but it could be painted. You know, there's no bricks drawn on it, so, but I don't want it too bright because I want the balloons to be the bright thing in the picture. So it's a little bit tricky to decide exactly what to do with it. I'm not sure what I did last time, but as it all went wrong last time, maybe it's better not to think about last time. So I don't know if I want to end up with loads of grey and brown. Maybe I'll do a warmer brown colour. Like I did for the geranium room, but that was the inside of a terracotta pot, so it sort of made sense. I don't really know. Another idea, sometimes when people say to me, what colour should I do this, I'm like, leave it till last and then decide. It'd be a bit easier. but I think there's so much going on in this picture that I need to do the background first so I don't use up all the colours and then have nowhere to go with my background. So I'm a little unsure. Can you still see what I'm doing? Not very well. But I'm just going around the bricks in the same way as we did the ones at the top. Still thinking and pondering, that's why I've gone quiet. What I'm going to do is do the bit at the bottom, because this looks wooden, sort of living quarters, isn't it? So I thought do that next. It looks like there's a lot of wood. What colour should we do? Do the lighter colour like we did for our dome. This is the 76th Van Dyke. Let's put you straight. So just fill that in nice and easy. You can put a darker bit under the bricks for sort of shadow if you wish to. And then this bit too. I'm wondering whether, I think the windowsill might be the same colour. Don't want to make it too complicated with all these teeny weeny details down here. Very small. Oh, there's a little lamp there. That's part of the reason that I used Ergos is because of all the little details. I was sort of thinking make life a bit easier. Oops. Not sure if I've just coloured right over the lamp there. Sort it out in a minute. Okay, so I'm thinking grab my black, number 9, oh, it's gone really dark like it's going to rain, and put a sort of shadow line under there. Oops, I haven't coloured that windowsill, have I? Just under the windowsill and the cross bars on the window, the frame, because we did the frame at the top in black. So I think it's nice to be consistent. Might do this door frame too. Same colour. There we go. Now the door, I'm going to do it in the darker brown. So we have the 77, which is small, isn't it? Going to layer it on a bit so that you can see it's a different colour. And then the handle with the 80. And I'm going to try and make it white in the middle to look like that silver. Very difficult. Now I'm thinking these windows might be nice being coloured in with a bit of light. So I'm going to use number 10, which is our light yellow. Give it a good sharpen. And then just do inside. Not too bright. And the lamp. So because my sky is going to be blue like it's day, I don't want too much light coming out the window or else it'll look like it's night time. That'll be a little confusing. This one up here, oh, I'm pointing, you can't see, the attic room is dark because the balloons are coming out of there, they don't need light. Yeah. I think we'll do the curtains. Let's do a dark blue, number 33. It's our cobalt blue. I'm going going to use for the curtains. Now that is that. I think we might leave it there for today. Done 35 minutes of video. It'll give you a chance to sort of catch up if you didn't keep up with me. We'll come back tomorrow and do a lot more colour. Oh, actually this bit. I might just do this bit. I'm going to use number 77. Do it wooden. Hang on. Sorry. Now, for me, it looks a little bit odd because here and here, I feel like it needs another one there. I don't know what you think. I'm going to colour it in. I just think it looks like wood. But I feel like they could do with being another one there. I'm just going to put one in. I just feel like it's more symmetrical now. I'm trying to go up and down to make it, it's really hard, so I'm going to go that way. I just wanted to make it look like wood grain in that direction, but it's difficult to colour there. And I'm just going to use a black line to go under there and then draw in that line a little bit, put a bit of shadow along there. There we go. Now we've done most of the frame. I'm going to have a think about what colour to do the background of the inside. I know what I'm going to do with the balloons, but think about the rest and come back tomorrow and do a bit more. Possibly finish, probably, but I can't say for sure. But thank you for watching today, and please do like, subscribe and comment. It makes such a difference to the channel. Just that little tick or just a little comment, just send a little heart or a thank you or a, I don't know, a dot, anything, just really helps. So thank you to all of you that do already. Yes, have a super day, and hopefully you'll tune in tomorrow. But for now, thank you and happy colouring.